Okay, so I'm gonna mute the casters. I mean, the casters are great and all. Their play-by-play is really exciting, but it's not the kind of thing. It's not super helpful for analysis. I mean, the analyst desk sometimes. I think you can listen to Deficio or Crepa, but not really. Quick shot and Rivera like height, but they're not gonna analyze. So anyway, that's why I'd like to mute them for this. Here we've got Adrian on Janna again. Honestly, I don't know why people haven't realized that the Adrian on Janna or Soraka is like the key to Immortals working, because it just lets them play passive bot while Huni and Rainover can dumpster with their synergy. So like, I really think that the ability of the Janna to just not die and keep everyone safe while they just destroy top is like a very essential part of Immortals in general. Anyway, in this game specifically, it's interesting because we've got the Udyr Janna matchup. Now, Udyr is very strong. He's probably the best champion in solo queue right now. He's just broken. You build the AP item, know whatever the fuck you want. Like Iceborne, Swifties are good. I don't know, ZZ Rod's disabled at the moment, but it's probably good too. And Udyr is just super strong. But his weakness is in team fights. He's very kiteable. So actually, I think Zilean might even be better than Janna, because like the slow is super good against like an Udyr or like a Singe or a Volibear. So anyone who relies on movement speed, like a 99% slow. Obviously, it's reduced by Swifties, but still, it's Zilean's really good versus Udyr. But in this case, they pick it actually. So they have Zilean with Udyr, so they can actually speed up the Udyr, which is a pretty fun combo to use. But Janna is also really good versus Udyr. Janna is probably the best peel support champion in the game. And like, if you just think about the way Janna Q works, it's really easy to hit it on someone running towards you because of the charge time and the move. Like, the time it moves pretty slowly, even though it's really wide. But it's hard to hit it on someone running away. Because if you're just thinking about their like movement speeds, you have to sort of add that to the distance if they're running away, or you subtract it if they're moving towards you. So it's a lot easier to hit it on someone moving towards you. And so on Udyr, for example, because he moves so fast, it's really difficult to hit a tornado on someone, unlike an Udyr you're chasing, but it's really easy to hit it if he's chasing you. It's also, you can slow Udyr with W, and I think the only way Udyr can really get close is like a flash bear slap. But Janna can ult also. Something nice about Kalista Janna is it lets Janna peel very aggressively, because sometimes you want to step forwards to ult because it just like you position better that way, or you want to step forwards to do something like for whatever reason to help you peel, but you don't want to step forwards because it puts you yourself in danger. But if you have a good Kalista, you can say, okay, I'm gonna do everything to keep Kalista safe, and I know that Kalista will ult me to keep me safe if I need it. So the combination there is really good for peeling. And also Callista is really good at kiting because she can just hop back. So like the Janna can really peel Udyr very well, and their entire team can sort of peel him as well. Even the Gragas, Quinn, TF all have some CC and the ability to kite. So what I'm trying to say is that Udyr is getting kited by this team comp if he tries to 5v5. So Janna's strength is peel, right? And Udyr's weakness is team fights. So the way Udyr wins this against Janna is actually by split pushing, because Janna's weakness is engage, right? She can't engage, even like with the Kalista. Kallista's the best AD carry to have if you want your support to engage. So if you pair your Kalista with like an Alistar or something, she can throw Alistar in and he can combo people, and that starts the fight for sure. But Kalista Janna does not really have the best engage with a Kalista like that you could have in some, yeah, like in terms of like starting a fight, like hard initiation, it's really poor. And that's just the weakness of Janna, that you trade off for the peel. So what that means is that Udyr wins by split pushing and Janna wins by team fighting. So Udyr should never be in the same fight as Janna. I mean, that's an over exaggeration, but Udyr should really try and prioritize fighting where like Janna isn't, in my opinion, because if he tries to fight where Janna is, and it's not like a guaranteed kill or whatever. 99% of the time, he's just gonna get kited. I don't think Adrian's ever gonna get outplayed by an Udyr. Um, so yeah, for Udyr to win this, he has to be split, and for Janna to win, they have to be forcing like grouping and fighting. Um, and so then the issue with Janna is that you don't have much engage, but they do have the Gragas as well as the Twisted Fate, who can both sort of engage. Um, so there's that. Yeah, so I was muting the casters. I explained why. Um, but like if instead of a Janna they had a support that couldn't peel as well, instead of an Udyr they had, if there wasn't a Janna Udyr matchup, maybe they could gank bot, but as a response. But I don't know. So you can see here Udyr is trying to gank. Actually, if I recall correctly, this one worked. Oh, I forgot to talk about, okay, Janna Alistar. Theoretically, Janna can interrupt the Alistar combo. His WQ Headbutt Pulverize is, his bread and butter combo. Except that's actually not quite true because Alistar knows that a good Janna is going to interrupt it, assuming if Janna's positioned close to the AD carry. It's if Alistar is actually right here. Where is he? Yeah, if Alistar is right here, it's really hard to tornado at a perpendicular angle like this and interrupt the tornado because there's much less of a timing window. It's much easier to tornado from that direction to interrupt the combo because it doesn't have to be timed as like neatly. But the danger of standing here is that if Alistar flashes and Pulverize, you can't interrupt him and he'll knock you both up. So it's tough. And the Alistar flash Pulverize, what I was saying is that like that is actually what he's going to do here, because flash pulverize, or actually pulverize flash is what good Alistar apparently do, because it's faster. Like you literally can't react to it in time. Is is uninterruptible unless you can somehow um, get a tornado on the headbutt back, which is very unlikely given that if you were close enough to do that, you would have probably been um, knocked up yourself. So it's tough to deal with. And what you can see, oh look, pulverize flash. He can't do very much there, and they can still kind of kite, but the issue here is that first of all, Gianna and Callista are not quite level 6 yet, so they don't have all the tools they have to keep each other alive. If they were level 6, Gianna could have like flashed, ulted, whatever. Also, Turtle just like decides who's dead here and doesn't flash. But so they do manage to make a play on bot. I mean, that's Alistar being better against Gianna. But I mean, it's not the end of the world for Immortals because like they have a 30 CS lead top, which is pretty ridiculous, like 52-20. So, and a kill obviously. So like they're way farther ahead top than they are behind bot. But I'm a bit disappointed still in it. Like I was trying to praise them earlier for saying, oh well, they just put Adrian on Janna and they managed to survive anything that comes at them, which is honestly really impressive. Like it's great, like being able to snowball a game and like carry a game when you have the opportunity and the resources to do so is one thing, and that's like one skill, and that's impressive. But also just like being put in a tough spot and just not losing the game is another skill that's also really important. I feel like it's underrated because it's not as noticeable, but like being put in a position where you can't win, but like you can survive and you're like get carried by your team is also like really important that you can do that. So I think that's what Adrian needs to do on Janna here, with them prioritizing top. So, I mean, if you look at what happens here, admittedly, in terms of reaction speed, this is tough to react to. And even like in terms of positioning, they're sort of questionable where he should be or whatever. In terms of the tornado, I mean, it's hard. And he does shield Turtle, but that's really not enough. I mean, the one thing you could say is that they should be farther back until they hit level 6. They also, I mean, that word, there's like a pink in the bush there, so like, in fact, there are a lot of pinks on this side of the jungle, and their jungler is top, so like, yeah, that, you know, I think, let's see, Turtle was getting greedy for that CS, so he's still like in rend range, but that lets, so he's like focusing on the CS, and then Alistar walks up, is close enough that they have to fight, and yeah, they can force it. Maybe flashing in time would help. I don't know. I think they just put themselves in a bad position, and yeah, that's why like theoretically Janna is good against Alistar, but in reality he can just flash pulverize, and like, yeah, the pulverize flash combo is just hard to deal with. But it's okay. I still think now that they're both level 6, they can easily cut Udyr in a team fight, and Gragas is a much better team fight jungler than Udyr is, and they recognize this, so I think that's why they're engaging the fight. They're like, okay, we got him, boys. And so there's okay, wait. The fight breaks out. Poppy also teleports a little bit late. But mainly, well, that was a pretty bad tornado too. What was that? I don't understand why he. I think he was trying to stop a or a headbutt from Alistar somewhere, but that tornado was not the greatest. It's okay. Um, so you can see here, there's sort of the problem right now is that Callista is split, and when the AD carry is split from the team, um, that can be tough because if that was like an assassin flanking, sure, whatever. But the problem with an AD carry being split is if they go in at all, um, the team can just turn down onto the AD carry. So Callista is like down here, right? If Callista gets in range, they can just say, okay, screw these four, we're just going to go for Callista. Um, so Callista can't do that much damage at the moment. Because like having an AD carry split from the rest of the team is pretty bad. Like, and so with Janna, you want to be with your AD carry because like the AD carry needs to be with the team, right? And Udyr on his own can run down the AD carry and kill him, but if the AD carry is with the team, the AD carry can just or the team can peel the Udyr. So what ends up happening here is that Adrian actually um, goes over to Callista, which is really smart because a bad Janna here might just be like, this is a bad fight. I should just ult, disengage, um, and save myself like that. But um, what Adrian recognizes is that because he has a Callista, he can actually save himself while getting down to where the Callista is. So this does two things. No, does three things. Well, one is sort of related. So the first thing it does is it saves Adrian. But the second thing it does is it lets Adrian not use ult and let him get down with the Callista. So what that kind of does is it lets Callista join the fight because now Callista has a Janna in front of her with ult, which is a huge difference because being an AD carry alone without any team support and being an AD carry with a Janna ult is just incredibly different in terms of what you can do. And so now Team Liquid now Team Liquid is thinking about peeling back onto the Callista and focusing the Callista, but like now that Janna's there, that's sort of a struggle. And then Rainover does a brilliant re-engage here, body slam, flash into 3 people, Udyr just can't do that kind of thing in a team fight. He doesn't have a body slam. He has a bear stance, and bear stance is better for like split pushing or whatever, but body slam is better for team fighting. So like the fact that they're in a team fight is good by Immortals. And now what they do is they actually split the fight. So Janna ults here, and now Liquid is the one who has the AD carry split. Now it's plus the Gragas ult and the Janna ult split the fight so that now it's Team Liquid's AD carry is isolated and not doing any damage, and just sort of zoned away from the fight. Another thing they did is they waited out the Alistar ult pretty nicely and they kited him. And so now that's the AD carry that can't do anything down there, right? They're up here. They have Twisted Fate and Quinn, who are perfectly healthy, with their front line sort of roughing these guys up. And so Twisted Fate and Quinn can destroy them. And because Turtle is able to contribute to the fight, the Callista also can help. Zelaine and Caitlyn, who are their main carries right now. Yeah, Zelaine and Caitlyn just can't contribute much to this fight because they're completely zoned. And so they went from Callista being the one zoned without the Janna there to peel to Caitlyn being the one zoned, which swung the fight for them. And as well as their decision to team fight when Gragas is a much stronger team fight jungler than Udyr, and they were able to engage that fight because of the Twisted Fate pick, which is interesting that they did that. And so they pretty much win the game here because they just destroy this fight. Like at this point, when they have a 3K gold lead, that yeah, like at 10 minutes, I think for Immortals, that's a free win. And also another reason, another reason that Liquid shouldn't be, um, another reason that Liquid shouldn't be fighting right now is that they have a Caitlyn and a Zelaine who are not very strong at this point. Like Caitlyn, so Caitlyn, Zelaine are their carries, and TF Callista are like Immortals carries, and Caitlyn, Zelaine late game are gonna do work. Like Caitlyn can run around safely, hitting people, autoing them to death with like range and all that, and they can siege with traps, whatever. But at this point in the game, like mid game, Caitlyn is weak. Zelaine kind of low damage. Udyr got caught, so we had to ult Udyr. Yeah, I would have liked to see a shield on the person tanking the turret there, but I don't think she was in range to do that. So ended up just shielding Turtle, which was fine. The main thing though in that fight was their decision that they should fight now, which was really smart. And would we have another fight? Okay. Obviously, Janna's not the. Oh, that was close. See, this is what I'm saying. Janna's supposed to be good versus Alistar because you have the ability to interrupt his combo. But in reality, that never happens. Even if you do have the reaction speed to actually do it, and you are positioned properly to actually do it, Alistar just like flashes and pulverizes anyways. So like, it's sad. But on the other hand, I think they can still. If those double bombs had double bombed. See, this is really nice. They're doing the exact same thing they did last fight, honestly. They have the Janna and the Gragas ult, so they can completely split Liquid. And they can just like disengage Liquid to the point where Udyr does nothing. But also Liquid's like really split and they can just kill whoever they feel like. So first of all, that flash like double bomb, if that had hit the Janna, it would have been catastrophic for them because, like, if it had stunned Janna and Gragas and Twisted Fate, like that would have won them the fight probably because like a stunned Janna can't disengage. So that's why you actually want to CC the Janna, in my opinion. Like really good talents, for example, will kill you if you're playing Janna. Like bad talents are like, oh, why would I kill the support? I should go on the. Well, actually, um, if you don't jump Janna, she'll just save whoever you go on. So if you can just burst the Janna before she does anything, um, that's a much better strategy. So in this case, if they could stun Janna before she can save her teammates, they could actually win the fight before Janna's unstunned. Um, but the double bomb doesn't quite land. Janna's able to get her ult off, and then that ult gets comboed with a Gragas ult, so the fight's completely split now. So Lane's over here. Um, you can see he has his ult up, but he can't actually use it because he's so split. Like Zlane wants to be with his teammates so he can ult them, right? But he can't. He tried to. He flashed to get in and everything, but well, missing double bomb was bad. But the fact that they split the team fight up with the Gragas and Janna ults means that these three over here, while Zlane's over there, not contributing anything. So in the meanwhile, they just dang, Dardoch flashes away. So they don't kill Dardoch, but they do kill a Piglet. And because Zillian was zoned so far away, um, Zillian isn't in range to ult Udyr. He isn't even in range to ult Caitlyn. I feel like if Fovelter threw the card faster there, it might have been able to kill Udyr. But it's still a good play. Yeah. So they're chasing. Okay, the Twisted Fate lets them chase. I think Zillian speeds himself, which, I mean, he's a lot squishier than Poppy is. The Flash Tornado there. See, this is what I was saying about Tornado is really hard to land when you're chasing people. It's a lot easier to land when they're chasing you. But the combination with the Twisted Fate Stone into the tornado from really close is enough. And I think the reason he flashed tornado there was like their team is coming, but Gragas just body slammed over the wall, and Twisted Fate used his gold card, and Quinn's gonna be on the way, but um, not quite there yet. So he just wanted to like CC Lorlo a bit longer, and that was good. And he kind of recognizes there that the tornado is really bad for chasing, so you have to use flash if you're gonna hit that tornado because you can go back and watch from where is it? Okay, from here, there's no way a Janet tornado against a Poppy running away is ever going to hit. But if Poppy was running towards Janna, that would be an easy tornado. You just set it up like that, and when Poppy is like right here, you just release it, and it's like free. Or you could even try and wait longer to be fancy. Um, or if Poppy's like charging at you, you can just tornado. You can interrupt her. It's great. But if Poppy's running away, it's really hard to hit her with a Janna tornado. So you can see the only way he can do this is with the help of the Twisted Fate stun. And he also shields the TF, which is nice because he's autoing a bit. And then flashing to make the tornado work. I think he also has his W here. But yeah, by this point, the team's able to follow up. So yeah, good aggressive flash. I like when they like flash to split the team fight. I don't like when Janna flash to initiate a team fight with ult, but flashing to position better to ult can actually be really good. Um, so the problem is in this fight, if I recall correctly, they kind of so they used the Gragas ult. Janna has ult. Like they're good at the moment, but they use the Callisto ult aggressively. And then this is what I was talking about with how potent double bombs are, because this is sort of a version of what could have happened in that earlier fight around Dragon. Obviously, Mortals is more fed now, and Team Liquid has the tower to back them up, but um, this is sort of a version of what could have happened. Instead of a really smart use of Callisto with Janna, they sort of send Janna in aggressively, and then Janna has to like get right back out, and so they sort of dive one by one. And then what happens is a beautiful double bomb. Um, and this stuns three people, and I would argue it stuns the three most important people, because it stuns the person tanking tower, who you always want to CC because they're under tower, they're taking damage from tower. It stuns Huni, who is super fed, and he is like the source of damage in this game. And it stuns Janna. And the reason that's really important that it stuns Janna is if it didn't stun Janna, she could just disengage the fight. But because she's stunned here, you can see she can't disengage. She'll slow it down. Yeah, so because it stuns Janna, she can't disengage. Gragas tries to buy some away. This is oh god. Um, Janna actually shields herself here, and then ults. So on Janna, you definitely want to shield before you use ult because the maximum like saving people potential, like just skill order, is shield into ult, then shield again. That way your shield is coming back off of cooldown while you're using, like you're channeling your ult. Like ideally you want to channel your ult while your stuff is all on cooldown, you have nothing better to do. But it can put you a bit too far up if you're, or like in a dangerous position if you channel your ult for too long, which is why it's great to have a Callisto ult to save you, but it's not up anymore because she used it to try and dive Caitlyn. Um, and they're not really able to dive Kate now, so they have no Callisto ult, so Janna can ult as aggressively anymore. And the result is that she can't do much here. Um, yeah, I think he may have expected Gragas to just die. He didn't think his E was up or something. But as you can see here, he could have saved Gragas from that bullet by shielding Gragas instead of himself. Um, so yeah, not the best shield. Maybe he thought Gragas was already dead or something. I don't know. And then he does all, yeah, because like they're so far up, he has to just run away. But hopefully, they can get out safely. Oh, yeah, but the tornado. See, the tornado is great for disengage. Udyr can't really chase them. Look at Udyr. Yeah, they should be fine now. But that's why it's really important for Janna to not be stunned herself, because if they see, ooh, well, there's a land. Well, this land, the outplays. Damn, that was Flash. Hmm. Oh, I think so. Okay, so missing the first bomb was obviously bad, but it was good that he recognized with the second one that TF was like juking towards him to try and kill him. And then he kind of got minion blocked there, so I think that's why he got hit by that card. But I think he might have gotten hit anyways, even without minions. Because if he stepped down, he would have gotten hit by that one. Um, and then, oof, it's close. Yeah, but if Immortals doesn't fight poorly again, they should be fine. See, this is like, yeah, Udyr is not splitting, so like, why is it? Yeah, Udir's not splitting, so he can't really do much. But Udir hasn't been able to split very much all game. They still have all their towers up. Um, oh, the double bomb. But because Janna is safe, they're not really in any danger. Or maybe. Alright, well, Janna didn't expect that burst, but see what happens here is the double bomb hits Callista and Huni, or Callista and Quinn, who are important targets. Um, and then watch Poppy here. Um, Poppy just goes up and stuns Callista against the wall, so she's pretty much perma-stunned, and actually stops the vault as well. And then the second bomb goes off and does a lot of damage, and then the Udyr just finishes them off. So I think that Janna here didn't really recognize that the second bomb would do so much damage, and that Callista was right next to a wall where she would get screwed by um, uh, Poppy and Udyr. So I think it was that. See, the issue here is this is always the struggle with positioning for ult on Janna. You want to be here, right? Right here, you can ult them away when they dive in. But if you're there that close, you're in so much danger, right? You get hit by the sun yourself, and then you just die yourself. So that's no good. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. What I would have liked to see is after the stun goes off, right now, um, he should walk down there and ult, or even flash down there and ult, um, or at least ult, and he doesn't. And then he also, that shield on Gracchus is pretty questionable. I think he's trying to shield the Quinn, but whatever. But yeah, they can still kite, so that's all good. That's a nice tornado. And then Quinn's just from the side, killing everyone. See, this is the kind of thing, this is the play that in a team fight, Gragas can make that play. Udyr cannot make that play in a team fight. Like, um, consider Gragas getting peeled by an Alistar versus Janna peeling an Udyr. Like, Janna's just gonna peel that Udyr all day, whereas Gragas is really good in these team fights for them, like splitting the fight, getting CC onto targets they want to kill. So, um, they never. It looks like they didn't split successfully with Udyr, like split push. So yeah, that pick didn't really work for them. See, like by splitting the fight, okay. Also, just the bad lane, but all right, okay. So yeah, and then here Huni gets his pentakill. Um, Obviously the shield giving him more damage is nice. The fact that they let Reignover prioritize top is nice. So it's kind of Janna stuff. But so there were good things and bad things in this game from Janna. The best thing was probably um, the way they play this fight here. I think Janna, the whole team did a brilliant job. But they knew exactly what they could and couldn't do. Um, so they say, all right, it's Gragas versus Udyr. Our Quinn can teleport in, and we're ahead. And Kate mid game, Zelan and Caitlyn are not going to do very much. Um, so we should fight, and we have the Twisted Fate, so we can start this fight. But yeah, and so you can see how much Udyr does in this team fight. Hint: it's not as much as Gragas. And the tornado is a bit whiffed because it's hard to, I think even if he knew that Alistar was gonna go that direction, it's really hard to interrupt at a perpendicular angle. So whatever. Then instead of instead of just letting Callista like sit here and like do nothing on the edge of the fight, because if Callista is like sitting over there and tries to go in, she just instantly gets focused, and the team over here can't help her. Um, Janna's like, okay, instead of ulting to save myself here, what I'm gonna do is go back over to Callista, who can ult me, save me. Now Janna still has her ult up. Um, and can reposition in a place where she can actually um, save Callista if Callista gets jumped on. And then uh, Rainover recognizes that it's a great time to go in, and because he's Gragas, he can do this. So he body slams, flashes, ults, Janna ults. They completely split the fight. Their AD carries both actually are hitting people. Their Twisted Fate is hitting people. Um, Meanwhile, Zelane and Caitlyn are just completely zoned off the fight, um, because they really understand how to team fight. And yeah, it's great to watch that. Um, what I don't like is there were just some sloppy mistakes about vision control, about those pinks. It's way too dangerous for them to face check the bush with the pink, but they should just say like, okay, we're gonna play really scared, especially like, yeah, just like give up that CS. I know it sucks, and they're already behind like 13 CS, but they just didn't have other options at this point because they should definitely know. Like, Rainover is in Gragas's jungle, or Gragas, yeah, Rainover is in Dardoch's jungle. So like Dardoch isn't here, which means Dardoch has to be bot side. I'm assuming he's not like in Gragas's jungle. So like, but I think Turtle agrees for that CS. And so maybe positioning wise, um, Janna could have helped more. Maybe the tornado could have hit more people. I don't know. But in the end, he just gets run down. Maybe if Turtle had flashed really quickly out, but I don't think human reaction, or like, I don't even think it's possible to react fast enough to the. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think. No. Um, so it's mainly just their decision making. They were too far up. Like, Gragas should not be out farming Udyr or out, like, he can out pressure and gank him earlier, I think, because the E is pretty strong for ganks. Udyr can't really gank quite as well, although he does have a stun. But see how Gragas is like ahead in farm, because like he's like, Gragas knows that Udyr is bot and that he can get a lot off of this and that he can pressure top and they can kill Poppy. So like the Janna should just be playing safe. Um, and so it's unfortunate. If he had just waited till Janna was 6, then Janna could have peeled for him. But yeah. Anyway, this team fight was really good though. The way they split the fight, the way he let his AD carry do work, like um, that was really well played. And again here, the way they split the fight again, shielding Huni is probably correct as well because Huni is so big at the moment. Not getting double bombed was crucial. The Gragas and Janna ults were brilliant. They split the fight so that um, actually does Zelane. Oh, he does have ult. I mean, it wouldn't have helped, but yeah, he could have ulted the Poppy maybe. He might have just died himself, or he might not have saved the Poppy. Um, so I think he really understood what to do there, but up here you can kind of see when they get double bombed, like I was saying, um, why they need to use the Callisto more effectively and why double bomb on Janna is really bad for them. Um, so that's, yeah, that's pretty rough. but I don't think that he has another goof like this for the rest of the game. I wonder. I mean, he has no flash at this point, but he might have been able to. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. Whatever. Um, mm, he wasn't really. He wasn't in range. My voice is leaving me. Um, and again, like double bomb doesn't hit Janna this time, but like it's like the Quain Mark Twain quote, right? A man who won't read, no, has no, yeah, a man who won't read has no advantage over one who can't read. Well, a Janna who won't peel has no advantage over one who can't peel. So he's not CC'd here. He has the ability to peel, but he just lets them fuck his carry against the wall. And yeah, so I think he didn't expect that to go down there, but probably could have prevented it with his ult. But mm, if he was closer at the start of the fight, he would have gotten stunned too. But afterwards, he could have walked down or flashed down and ulted. So he could have done more to peel there. But in the end, yeah, they just win. I mean that I think that fight was just them being so fed they could. I mean, they do split the fight nicely. Like Gragas just shows why he's so good in team fights. If you can flash or body slam, flash, ult, split people. Um, Udyr is just not doing nearly as much as Gragas in team fights, and that was actually a pretty nice close to ult aggressively. So I mean, it was a bit sloppy at times. I think the Morals definitely looked sloppier this weekend, but still, they did some stuff really well. Um, so yeah.